Welcome everyone. My name is Ashish Venkatesh Prabhugaonkar, Assistant Professor at DCT's Dhempe College of Arts and Science, Miramar, Panji. Program for this module is Bachelor of Science, third year, subject Botany, semester 6, course code BOC 110. Course title is Plant Ecology and Phytogeography. Title of this unit is Phytogeography. Module name is Continental Drift Theory. In this module, we are going to learn continental drift theory and its implications in phytogeography. After this module, we should be able to explain the continental drift theory, discuss the implications of this theory in phytogeography. Continental drift theory is an important theory to understand various branches of science, including biological sciences, and it has a lot of implications in understanding biology. So let's see in detail this continental drift theory. So according to this theory, the surface of our planet is made of several large plates. That is, these plates are 10 to 100 kilometer thick. These plates, which are located on the Earth's surface, on the Earth crust rather, move very slowly across surface of more fluid mantle which lies beneath it, and the core which lies still beneath it. Due to various geological forces, these plates happen to move slowly, rather few centimeters a year, but over the geological time scale, they cause several significant movement or several implications in various field of sciences. So most of these plates or parts of Earth crust have oceans, also continents lying on them. As plates move around, continents also move with respect to one another. This causes shapes of oceans also to change. So this theory of movement of plates and continents is called continental drift theory. Theory was first named by German meteorologist Alfred Wegener in 1912. Based on various observations, he put forth the theory way back in 1912. Theory explains how continents shift positions on Earth's surface. Initially, when in 1912 it was proposed based on various meteorological observations and geological observations, theory was not that much accepted. But since 1960, theory found various supports from paleomagnetism of ocean floor, evidences from several branches of science, including biogeography, paleobiogeography, the study of fossils. Paleontologists who study fossils also came up with evidences of distribution of fossils over two different land masses which are located thousands of kilometers away, separated by ocean thousands of kilometers away, having similar kind of fossils at both the places. All the land masses of the earth can be fitted together like a jigsaw puzzle, which fit exactly with each other and have geological similarity. This is also evidence of continental drift theory. So most of the observations believe that 6 major land masses what we have today were coalesced in a form of single super land mass, and this single super land mass, which can be fitted together as a jigsaw puzzle, was termed as Pangaea. The evidence of continental drift theory came from various branches of science. One is, I said, all the continents of the earth can be fitted together in a single landmass in the form of a jigsaw puzzle, that is fit of continents. You can imagine parts of Africa fitting with the South America, Australia and India. Distribution of ancient fossils. Rock formations were similar when these continents were fitted together on the both sides of continents. Various mountain ranges are continuously forming on earth. Himalaya is one example. That also needed some example. One reason why mountains are still rising. Locations of ancient climatic zones which can be observed through fossil records. All these evidences can be explained very well with the continental drift theory. Continental drift theory also explained how look-alike animals and plant fossils and similar rock formations are found in different continents. Look-alike animals like lions. A species of lion is found in India, another species is found in Africa. Similarly with elephants, rhinoceros, all this distribution of such animal, even plants. There is a plant species described by Goa University, Trithuria concanensis. The species was having no member of family or related species in India. However, the literature search found the related species in Australia. Such observations can only be explained with the continental drift theory. So, there are several plants also which show such kind of disjunct distribution. So, here is a fossil record. Glossopteris is a fossil plant which is found in Australia. Fossils were found in Australia, South America, South Africa, India and Antarctica, which are today separated by thousands of miles of ocean. These plants, how they moved only to these regions. Similarly, Lystrosaurus is a animal which is found in Antarctica, India, South Africa. The fossils these are not extinct animals. They are already extinct. Only fossils are found in these regions. So, the mystery of their distributions over these large land masses which are located far away can be solved using continental drift theory, which says that all these land masses were together in the form of Pangaea. So, according to continental drift theory, Pangaea or Pangaea, how it is spelled, was a supercontinent that existed during the late Paleozoic, that is late Carboniferous or Paleocene era, or early Mesozoic eras, that is Triassic and Jurassic era. During this era, the Pangaea existed and then it started in the late Triassic period, it started splitting into various land masses. So, initially it was separated into Laurasia and the Gondwana land. So, you can see Laurasia, which is forms most of the land masses in the northern hemisphere, and Gondwana land, which is a land mass which is formed mostly in the southern hemisphere. Okay. So, Africa, Southern America, Antarctica and the Indian plate comes in the Gondwana land. Indian plate was attached to Gondwana land. Though it was in southern hemisphere, it slowly moved towards the northern hemisphere and now it is touching the Laurasian plate. So, Gondwana land is composed of major continental blocks: South America, Africa, Arabia, Madagascar, Sri Lanka, India, Antarctica and Australia. Laurasia was the ancient continent which forms the northern hemisphere, that is North America, Europe and most of the part of Asia, and except peninsular India, which later on joined, which moved from the Gondwana land up to the Laurasia. So you can see these continents fitting like a jigsaw puzzle in earlier days, and then now they are separated. And interesting to note, the Indian plate moved up to the Laurasian plate and it got attached here, and then still it is moving. This phenomena of moving of the plates over the millions of years, okay, is still continue, and it has caused the rising of the Himalayas. So here you can see various plates located on the earth's surface, which can be at today's time. You can see Indian plate, African plate, which is nearby, and the Eurasian plate towards the north. So various geological processes give rise to continental drift. So let us look at what are the geological processes which results in continental drift. So first is Rift Valley formation, how Indian plate got separated from African, Australian and Antarctican plate. So in this, land masses move away from each other and they start formation of a valley, Rift Valley in between. As two parts separate, the ocean floods in. So the two parts may initially have same flora and fauna. When they are joined by land masses, the two parts will have same flora and fauna, or then as they separate, the climate starts changing. The extinction and evolution of new species and genera caused the flora and fauna to become distinct by adaptive radiations to the changing climatic conditions. However, their ancestors are same, and they are related species which are present in two distinct land masses. Second type of plate movement is where plate move towards each other. You can see in this picture, the one plate with a continent is moving towards another continents because of this tectonic plate movement. The subduction of a single plate takes place, and as continents meet each other, the mountains, the subduction of a plate causes the pressure to mountains to rise. Okay, you can see here mountains rising because of the subduction of a one plate under the another. Okay, and then this mountains rise results in diversification of flora and fauna. Also mixing of the two differently evolved species at this juncture. Okay, so Himalayan mountain is one of the example of such movement of two plates towards each other. Third kind of boundary plate is when two boundaries move against each other. There is no two continents move or two plates move against each other, and then they just slip against each other. So the St. Andreas Fault in California is such example, wherein two plates move against each other. Such movements cause severe earthquakes, and then this also may result in formation of tsunami and several other implications of earth. So these are my references for this module. Thank you.